Well, hey guys, look who's back. Finally made it in here. I am trying something completely new. So you get to see me in action, but we're going to be first time doing this, so it could turn out to be a fail, or it can turn out good. So this way, you'll see how easy it is. If I can do it, then I know you can do it. So I have a white piece of clay. I've already textured the other side. So this is what I was waiting for. And I'll give you the name of where I bought them because they are so cute. Something wasn't in stock anymore, so they had to refund me something. Alright, and this, I know there's a piece of paper that tells me where I bought this. But let me show you these. These are water transfers. Always wanted to try them, but I was always worried about trying them. Okay, so this is called Polymer Clay Depot. Nope, it's clayartdepot.com. I got these off of Etsy. So we got these cute ones for, what do you call it, for Halloween. And then I love these houses. So there was a girl that I saw that had earrings with these houses and birds, and they were absolutely adorable. And she named the birds, or she named the earrings something. So I put in that image into Google to find out if I can find where she got the transfers from. And sure enough, it came up on Etsy. So I was able to buy some. So these are just some regular leaves. We've got a couple for Halloween, since my show's right around Halloween. And then this is the other one, which is pretty much the same, just a bunch of houses. She didn't have a huge selection, maybe like 30. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. Okay, so look at that with the balloons and stuff like that. And so this isn't a really big sheet of paper, as you can see. It's about 3.5 inches by 5. Okay, she also gives you instructions. But the cool thing that I really, really liked was not only that, was she gave a couple samples. So if you've never tried it before, if you don't want to waste, obviously, what you got, then this is what you do. Now, the one thing that worries me, though, is we have something named Veros on the bottom of every single sheet. So I am not sure if that would print. So I would probably, I ain't even going to take a chance. I'm going to make sure that I don't put any of these on here. Okay, so here is the guide. So we're going to go through this. So roll out your conditioned polymer clay on your work surface. Light colored white clay works best for most transfers. So I'm sticking with white. I did write her and told her I was going to make a video showcasing her stuff. If she wanted to see it, I'd let her know how it turned out. But she says Primo Sculpey works the best. I don't know about Kato or anything like that, but she said that Primo works the best for this. So that's what we're going for. We're using Primo. Alright, so I have to trim my paper to fit the piece of clay and place the transfer face down on top of the clay. Okay, so I guess obviously I was hoping I could put it on the clay and then cut through. Honestly, I thought I would have to bake this and then put these on, but apparently I don't bake them first. Alright, so let's find a really cool shape. I mean, we're just playing, right? So I can do, oh, you know what? I'm going to do a round. Just a round pair of earrings. You know, you could even do studs. Oh, these are too big for studs. But do like a round pair of earrings. and then take that dark blue and make a solid color on top. So that's what we're going to do. So I am picking about 1 inch. Okay, the other thing she mentioned really quick is probably to work with this on a tile. That way it's already on there, because you're going to run this through water. So I wanted to mention that first, even though I'm trying to go step by step. Okay, and the reason I textured it is, you know what it's like when you put clay on a tile, you're going to end up getting like those little holes or bubbles. Okay, so we're going to do that. And trim the paper to fit it. Well, I guess it doesn't have to fit perfectly, right? Hold on a minute. Okay, so let me read this one more time. Trim your paper to fit the piece of clay and place the transfer face down on top of your clay. Make sure there's no air bubbles. Roll or rub your transfer sheet to the clay a few times. Use firm pressure, but not firm enough to dent your clay. You want your transfer sheet to be stuck to the clay completely. Wait 10 to 15 minutes before you wash the sheet off. Run the entire piece of clay under low pressure. Don't touch the surface at this stage to remove all paper residue. Okay, it's much better. This little step can make a huge difference. Pat dry with a soft paper towel, or just allow your clay to dry for a few minutes before cutting. Oh, okay. So I was wrong. I was wrong. So, can I get 2? I can get 1 out of this. I can get 2. Okay. So we're just going to put this on. Now that I got this big piece of clay. I might make a different shape for that one. Okay, so here we go. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I really am. Okay, so roll out your conditioned clay. I did that. Okay, trim your paper to fit the piece of the clay. These are samples, so I'm not going to trim it. Actually, I am going to trim it by getting rid of whatever this name is on the bottom here. If I can find an X-Acto knife. Oh, and when I need one, I can't find one. It's kind of silly because it should all be right here. Well, I got a pair of scissors. I don't know how good these are, but they're in there. You know what? I'm just going to cut that T36 out. Okay. Alrighty, so here we go. Make sure there are no air bubbles. Place the transfer face down on top of your clay. Okay. You don't want any air bubbles in there. So you just want to make sure that you use firm pressure, but not firm enough to dent your clay, right? No air bubbles. Roll or rub your transfer sheet to the clay a few times using firm pressure. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm thinking that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to do another one as well. Alright, well, I don't have the room, so... Okay, I'm going to cut that out. So I can try and do one more. So I don't really care for this name being right on it, but at least it's small enough to take it right off. Kind of. I don't know how this works, I really don't, but I know a lot of people use transfer tape or transfer sheet, so I thought I'd give it a try. Alright, so again, basically put it on firmly, but not enough to dent your clay. Those are simple instructions that I can't even ruin, right? She said you could also take a roller, but I like my hands instead. You don't want any air bubbles, so if you feel any, just push them on out. Okay, so we got them on, right? So I have to wait 10 to 15 minutes before I wash the sheet off. So right now, it is 12:47. So I will wait till 12:59. I'll give it the full, well, I'm going to wait till 1:03. We're going to give it 15 minutes, okay? And then, so the next thing I got to do is basically run this entire piece of clay under low pressure stream of water. So I won't take you in the bathroom when I do that, but I'm just going to run it in the bathroom and just, again, put a low pressure steam under the water. Okay, don't touch the surface at this stage to remove all paper residue, as it might damage or smear the print. It is much better to wash it off after baking when the print is already set. This little step can make a huge difference in the quality. So basically what I'm going to do is after the 15 minutes, we are just going to run it under the water, and that's it. We're not going to do anything special. We're not going to peel any of this off. Apparently all this paper should come right off, I would think. But leave the residue on there until after baking. Okay, so I will be back in 15 minutes. We won't touch it till then, and then we'll see what happens. So I'll be back soon. Alrighty guys, so I am here in the kitchen sink. This is the stream of water I have. It's not really strong, right? It says a low stream of water. So I'm thinking that's, oh, we have one of those things that you touch it and it turns off. You touch it and it turns on. Okay, so it says run the entire piece under low pressure. Don't touch the surface to remove all the residue. So I guess we're gonna see. I don't know, is that too much of a stream? I don't know. I don't think I can get very low. Alrighty, so here we go. Doesn't say how long to do it. Okay, and I don't want to touch the surface, so we're just gonna run it, I guess, until it runs clear. I'm not really sure. Yeah, excuse the pans in the sink. Okay, I think that's about all I can do. Okay, so now I'm going to hit pause and take you back in the room. Alrighty, so we're back in studio. I'm going to put that aside, and yes, I'm going from step to step. Okay, so I run it under low pressure water. I did everything. Don't touch it. Blah, blah, blah. You got to pat it dry with a soft paper towel, or just allow your clay to dry for a few minutes before cutting. And then you just bake as directed. Okay, I am going to pat it down just a little bit, but then I'll let it dry. It is wet right here on the side, so we're just going to quickly pat it dry. Now, I don't know how you dry the bottom or the sides. Okay. I do want to pat like right in between here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to give that a few minutes. Now I'm going to find some blue. Oop, that was dumb. Didn't smear, so good for that. But I'm going to try and make this blue. And to me, this blue looks like a navy blue. It's got some white in it. So let me grab some of that. And then you have this really pretty yellow one. So I'll grab some yellow. I grabbed a yellow, and I grabbed the sunshine. Oh, that's not sunshine. Yeah, I'm thinking a navy blue will be fine. Actually, I probably don't even I don't need to lighten it up, I don't think, but I'm going to add a little bit of white anyways, just in case. So I can make these in the studs. Or just big enough to put holes in the top and the bottom, I guess. Stud would probably be the easiest. Yep, a little more. Little more navy here. And if this works, then I'll create a nice little shape, and we'll make a couple more. Alright, so I've got my navy blue, giving that a little bit of time to get drier. So just in case I decide not to, ow, that was my finger. Just in case I decide not to make this a stud, I'm going to texture probably both sides of this. And then I just need a smaller circle. Which, of course, I can't find. Well, okay then. Where did all my little circles go? Oh my goodness, I haven't been here for how long, and I'm having issues finding everything again. Alright, let me hit pause. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, well I changed my mind on the shape. I decided to do scaling triangles, and I don't think I want it this small because these look like they would look better with a bigger design. So just want to make sure that I'm going to have enough room. I've got the hiccups. I don't know what's been with me lately, but I've had the hiccups quite a bit lately. So that looks good. Let's get a little bit more flowers in here, right? So, the only thing with this is there's no room for mistakes. That's for sure. And then this one, I like this right here. Or I've got like 3 different stars. So I'm going to put that right there. I mean, there wasn't much to it. You guys watched me make these. This was pretty easy. And apparently, well, one of these is kind of bigger on the, let me do it this way right here. And it really doesn't have to cover the whole print if you don't want. According to what she says, now that we're done with this, so we just bake it at regular manufacturer's instructions. So it'll be in there for $2.75 for an hour. It said just rub the prints gently after baking with your fingers under running water and remove all the slippery paper residue. The print is pretty resilient, but if you want an additional protection, it can be sealed with varnish or UV resin. So that's what I have to decide next, right? And I don't want to take this off, so I'm just going to leave that in there. It's pretty cool. Okay, I want to see if I want a big one or a smaller one. Probably smaller than that. So let me texture this. Okay, I don't like the way I did that. Let me go ahead and run this through one more time. Okay, that looks better. And this is something I'm going to texture both sides. And then I have some yellow here. I mean, you can do wraparounds. You can do all kinds of stuff with this, you know. So you can make 2 beads if you want. Probably should have cut those on the tile. So we're going to throw these in the oven. Make sure the sides don't have any markings on them. Okay, we're going to throw those in the oven, and I will see you in about either an hour, or I might just come back and grab some more white and make a couple more, since I've got all these prints. But so far I'm pretty impressed. I mean, I've never used these before, so I can't compare it to, hey, are they better than another transfer sheet that somebody else makes? So it's kind of hard to compare. But I think it did what it was supposed to do, and I kind of like that a lot. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven, and I'll be back. Alrighty guys, so we're back. The other ones are in the oven. So I'm just debating if I'm going to use the same cutters for this one. I don't know yet. But I do need to texture this. So I'm just going to use a big old sheet here. Okay. Okay, and you'll see right here where it's not the greatest. Okay, I still think I have enough. I hope I do. And then I'm going to grab a clean tile to put this on. I think this is a 6-inch tile, so this piece of white should fit perfectly on here. Just making sure that it's all clean, all wiped down. Let me grab this towel here. Okay. Somehow I managed to get a little bit of blue on here. I don't know how, but I did. Okay. This is the one that I fell in love with. So this is the one that we're going to try. And again, we're just going to cut off the name down here. And unfortunately, you didn't see me using my blade to do this, but I don't know where my X-Acto knife is. So sometimes you got to resort to whatever you got. Okay. Please tell me I've got enough. I'm a little off. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling it a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're going to cut a little bit off here. This is good, clean, white clay. Okay, so here we go. Now, like I said, they said you can roll it. But sometimes it doesn't give me that perfect pressure. So I think I'd rather do it with my fingers. And on this, while we're waiting the 15 minutes, we may have to make bigger cutters. I might do a scalene. Might do some cameos. I'm not really sure yet. Okay, so we have no air bubbles. I'd like to know how they made this stuff. It's so cool. And remember, press it down nice, but not enough to dent your clay. And I'm putting a pretty good amount of pressure on it. Okay. And I can probably stop at this point, but you know me. I'm going to keep doing it until I know that it's good. Okay, I think that's good. So now we have to wait 15 minutes. It's 2:20. So we got to go to 2:35. And let's see. I got these little cutters right here, which really look cute. But it would only be like one house that I would get on that one. Maybe not. Maybe like a 1.5. I can put one like that. Put one like that. So I can do those two on the end, which would leave me a little bit of a middle piece. So that's probably the hardest, is just figuring out how you're going to implement it all. See, this is too small. So the design itself, and I have to do it this way because I don't have a ruler in here. Oh, I do. I have a tape measure in here. So the design comes out about, I don't know, maybe about right there. So it's a little over 2 1/4. And those, to me, are huge earrings. This right here is actually a 2-inch. Do I want 2 scalenes at a 2 1/4 inch? That might be big. And I don't know if there are people that actually wear, you know what I mean, huge earrings. I could even use this. Okay, let me go make 2 scalene triangles since this has got to sit for 15 minutes, right? So let me see if I can get a couple more pairs made. And maybe I'll do a cameo 3 at another 1/4 inch and see if I like those better. Because I'd really like to make 4 across here. But I don't think, I mean, if I use this, I can do 1, 2. I don't think I'm going to be able to use 4. But then use this for the scalene. I don't know. So, alright, let's let that do what it's got to do and I'll be back. Alrighty guys, so we rinsed all of the paper off like we did the last one. I was so scared when I did this. I laid it down and I put it through the water and it was so blurry. But as I kept washing it, everything came off and look at it. It's so nice and clear. So before I cut it though, because of all that pressing down I did, I hope I don't stretch these. I'm going to try really hard not to. But I just want to make sure that I still have my backing on the back. So I'm going to be really careful lifting this up. And it's there, but I just want to give it one little final push here. And I've got a mess on my desk already. Okay. There we go. All right, so I made a couple cutters that are bigger, right? But I'm nervous, so these are the 225. And I guess what I'm nervous about is if I use this, I'm not going to be able to use those birds. Okay, and these aren't perfect. But as you can see, I'm not going to be able to make 2 pairs out of this. Okay, now you'll get a nice image, right? It's going to look really nice. Now if I did this here, 1, 2. See, I'm not going to get 2 pairs no matter what I do. So I kind of wish these were a little bit bigger and a little smaller because I just don't use earrings this big, or I don't make them this big. Okay, so we've got those. And then we have these. Okay, we're gonna do it. I mean, I don't really have a choice. So I kind of want to see some sky here. Okay, so we're gonna put this one here. And we're going to do the same as this one. Yeah, I'm trying to be really careful, as you can see. And then these are going to be big. Alright, so we're just going to try and get this centered. I don't know, I'm not really good at centering. I gotta get right on top. I did not want that to happen, because that's what happens. So, with this middle one, this one is so cute, getting the center house right here. Okay, so we're going to do again that on the top. It would be nice to see these just a little smaller. But maybe somebody will like them. And I have a show tonight on a lampwork bead site called Art Beads. And they do allow polymer clay. So I might just bake these and use them for the show. See, now if I use this in the center like I did on the other one, I'm not going to be able to use that center moon. And I don't think I can use the bird, but I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to lift this up. I know I'm not in camera view, but we are going to go ahead and just grab whatever we can here. I probably will not use it. Yeah, I can't. Darn it. But that's okay. We'll just use we'll just use a solid color to make the top. Okay, so we were able to use this whole strip. There's really nothing to save. Not real happy with these. This is why I like using my cutters, because I don't leave a seam. And these, unfortunately, when you cut, they leave like a little tear. So I'm going to save these for a minute. I'm going to go make me a 1/2 inch cut, or a 3/4 inch cutter. And then I'm going to throw all these in the oven. Okay, I'm not going to clean up the end until after they come out, but that's what we got. Aren't those cute? Now, I pulled the other ones out of the oven, but I'll show you that at the end. I did rub my fingernail across it and stuff, and this doesn't come off. The only thing I'm afraid of is if I do kind of coat it with resin or something, that it's going to turn yellow in the future. So I don't want to do that, especially with the white background. So I may just leave them as is. But anyways, I'm going to go make another cutter. I'm going to thin these out just a little bit and then recut. And then put them all in the oven, and I'll show you all the final pieces later on tonight. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to come back in here and show you those finished pieces. I did not put them into a pair of earrings yet, but I will lay them out. I just washed them, got the rest of the stuff off, but I have not sanded these. So I need to do that. I think I rinsed them good enough. I don't know. I might have to go back and give it a final rinsing, but these were the last ones that we did. Okay. Got little rough pieces that always get stuck there. So these were the ones that we made earlier. Let me find, here, let me put them on a tile for you. Alrighty guys, we're back. Unfortunately my tile is really dirty and I don't want to get up and get another one. But I just wanted to show you how these came out. I have not put them into earrings yet. I have not had the time with the beach show going on right now. Oh, but I can't do it this way either. Son of a gun. Alright, let me see if I can find... Okay, this tile's a little bit cleaner. Let's use this one, right? So, I haven't sanded these yet. But these were the other ones they did. I know you really can't see with the light in here. And they turned out really good. This one seems just a little blurry, but I may not have taken all the paper off of it. And then I made a bunch of these in different colors. I didn't know which ones I wanted to use. You know, the red actually looked good. I don't know if these are too small, but it'll probably be a post put on the back of those. I've also got blue, which actually look good too. Those are small. And then I made some that were oval like that. So I made a whole bunch of different ones. Not sure which one I'm going to use. I don't think that's going to look good with those. I think a bigger one of those would be better. So I'll probably cut out some bigger ones. Okay, but those are the transfers. And I have to admit, those were the easiest things I've ever used. I don't know if all water transfers work that easy, but those were literally easy to do. So I'm very happy about that. And then these are the first ones that we did with the sample sheets they gave us. So we've got the navy blue if we want. I've got small ones of those, or I've even got this one. Not sure which one to use. And then on the yellow, obviously, we have the yellow ones. So we'll put those together and I'll show them in the future at some time. I still don't know whether or not I'm going to seal these. I'm going to sand the sides really good, but I mean, you can stick your finger on them and stuff like that, and the transfer doesn't come off. But over time, I don't know what's going to happen. The only problem with this is, like she said, when you use your transfers, make sure you're using it on white or very light colored clay. So if I put resin on the top of these in the future, these are all going to turn yellow. So I don't want to do that. If you guys have a varnish that you guys absolutely love, can you let me know? I have the pledge stuff. I have Varathane, but I'm not really happy with how that comes out. I have, oh, this stuff. No, this is just a transfer gel. I don't know how this uses. I'm not sure how to use that one. What else do I have? I have Kato Clear liquid clay. I've heard people use that over. To me, that would make, I don't know, to me, it feels like it would make it where you can't see underneath it. So if you can think of a great varnish or something that I can use over that, that's probably what I'll go for. I do have bright tone, or I did. So I could use that as well. So anyways, any advice, let me know. But I hope you guys like that. And we'll put these together, and that's it. And then I have one more project using the batnik technique. I will do that next week. So stay tuned, and we'll be back for those. We'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.